we have a bright boy that does well in school. But his school career doesn't develop as expected. Every year his marks go down and his school career doesn't increase. Many tests have been taken, and finally, when the boy, who is now a young man, goes to university, he decides to take another test and see where to improve himself. The tests show that he has a reading problem. All new words are creating confusion inside the young man, while his already known abstract vocabulary is bringing him effectiveness. Then the man discovered that when he had lived or experienced a certain word, he was capable of presenting himself effective within this world. So he makes a pledge with himself to expand himself through expanding his vocabulary and to make sure that he actually lives and experiences all the new words in this world. Then the man finds out that whenever he isn't absolutely honest with himself, within his experiences of the words, within his life within the world, he misses the point and has to go back to his ineffective point and redefine it. The man goes through a process of trial and error, but sees his effectiveness, which encourages him to proceed. Then the man finds out that he isn't the only one with this specific reading problem. All humanity has this. None of us has ever actually really became the words we lived as an expression of ourselves. This is the basis of our fears and judgments. The man is fascinated by this point and explores more of it. Then he finds out that the definitions we give to words become part of our functional DNA, which means that these definitions end up in our cells through crystallizing as water crystals in our cells. These crystals become our expression in life, and our reality becomes equal and one to the meaning of the words we've accepted and allowed. The man knows that now he has found this dysfunctional expression of humanity, he needs to find a solution. The man discovers that in essence humanity is the problem for all world problems. He saw that man was in a trap, powerless and destructing himself. Humanity at this point cannot see that the misinterpreted living words in the first 7 years of a human is going to influence the personality and will lead into all kind of dysfunctional behaviors and disorders. The man considers his options and sees that by silencing his mind, he can see the situation for what it really is. He sees that he has to return to birth in order to stop all these words with all these ineffective definitions. It's clear. By teaching himself the new meaning of all words, he will birth himself into the physical. He sees that he must live and experience these words as himself in order to start again. By creating himself in this world, he has to self-discipline himself so that nothing or no one can stop him. He simply must be able to stand as all life. Within this, he finds the solution to his problem. When all of life apply this redefining as one, we will be equal and one and will live in harmony as God, which means that we're all creators of what we accepted and allowed. The man started this process and applied himself with dedication and self-discipline. The man sees that when he redefines his experiences of words in self-honesty, he needs to forgive himself in order to move on and to apply correction. Along with the self-forgiveness, the man finds several tools to get through the process of birthing himself. The man decides to make this process he walked public to everyone who wants to hear it. So he gathers a group of dedicated people around him before he goes public on the internet. The group grows and is still growing. The man shares his experiences with the others as an equal to the others. Together they walk side by side the process to birth themselves in the physical. No one is walking behind him and no one is walking in front of him. A principle that many who do not walk with the man misunderstand. These people think within the definitions of what a group presents in our current world. They are programmed to see always a leader and inequality when it comes to groups. They cannot free themselves from the idea that once one man has a great realization and others see the potential of this realization, to them it's following this man and not walking one and equal with the man. We can use what's here and don't have to, in a self-interested way, find it all out for ourselves. Adapting a principle of another when it is in the best interest of all is an act of equality, where ego doesn't play the lead. People who are unable to use the tools made by another are acting out of jealousy and want to be seen as more or special. They go far and try to prove their righteousness and start to hate the group they in essence want to belong to, because in a way they would love to be part of the group. Though their ego is so strong that it doesn't allow them to work with what isn't made by themselves. Torn up by jealousy and hate, not seeing the consequences they create for themselves and others. There's no such thing as hating or loving destiny. It's simply choosing for life or voting against it. What would you do if you were the man and discovered all of this? Keep it from the rest of humanity? Use it only for your own benefit? Or share it because you see the value of the group without any point of self-interest?